So we'll need to take a look at who can go, and then if necessary, cut the list down. Probably won't take more than 6 people, thereabouts. And but again, accomplishing that task for the women's veterans, that does need to be done prior to the addition.
And this is essentially just like the one that we went to in Asheville? Just
No, it's much
down.
smaller. That's the statewide. This is just for the Eastern Division.
Okay. So about 6 people will be able to go?
Something like that.
Okay. All right, so we'll go on ahead and move to advisor remarks.
For Thursday, I'm going to need at least one early bird to be here at 7 o'clock. Okay. Any other takers to help unload some of the beef? So we'll just meet me here at the Students Activities Office. He said he would be here at 7 to unload. It starts at 9. He's got to do all the setup, so don't let me down, okay? All right, thank you. Thanks for that. And we do need to have some people to come. Put a sign-up sheet there in the office and let people fill in. Don't want you skipping class, but the times that you can come and assist. And you'll want to probably take part of that too, so you'll know what you'll look like when you get to be my age. Not really that old. The other thing that I have on March 15th, we'll have 2 events. One in the morning, most likely 11 o'clock. It's going to be around the world in 50 minutes with a fellow named Marty Essen. And his fellows traveled the world, and he'll be sharing a lot of his experiences. And then I'm going to send out the emails to all the faculty members and ask for them to bring their classes if they will. It'll be a good, globally focused program. That night we'll have an event, same thing, except instead of 50 minutes, it'll be 90 minutes around the world, and 90 minutes with Marty Essen, and that will be open to the public. So you've got family, kids. I mean, it's PG, and it's a family-rated kind of event. So we'd like to make that one really successful. So that's March 15th.
That's 11 a.m. is around the world in 15 minutes, and then what time is it?
7 p.m. Yeah. Around the world 9. All right. One thing. Tomorrow is the blood drive. And unless you have lived in Europe for several years or have other health issues that you're not able to donate, please come by and make a donation. This time of year is always, the supplies are always low because we come through the holidays. People don't donate as much, and they are rather short on most of the different types. And you get a nice little mug that is insulated mug that for donating. Even if you try, if you sign up and you go in there and for some reason you can't donate, then they'll give you a mug. So then on March 30th and April 1st weekend, that's the FTCC SGA conference. That's a statewide conference in Durham. And again, people that get to go to that will be selected based on how active you are, how many activities you support, if you come into the meetings, that's the criteria. And then this is going to be a really great event on May 4th. The African Children's Choir is going to come. And these guys are super. I've seen them twice. These particular kids, I think, unless they've changed it, are orphans from Uganda. And if you ever know much about Uganda, they had a crazy man that was a dictator named Idi Amin some years ago. And he killed millions of his citizens. And if you want to see a real good reproduction of that, watch the Last King of Scotland, Forrest Whitaker. He does an excellent job portraying. I mean, this man was insane. But anyway, Uganda's had a lot of problems it's faced in the last 25 or 30 years. But these kids, part of what they do, they tour around the United States and Europe and other countries around the world, and they perform, and then, of course, they raise money as part of the performance, and then that money all gets plowed back into the schools, which provides these kids educations that they otherwise would not get. I mean, they wouldn't get an education, period. And so this, for these kids, I mean, this is kind of a once in a lifetime dream come true for them. But the cute factor on these kids is just over the top. It really is. And they dance and sing, and they're just a lot of fun, and that's going to be open to the public. So, you know, we'll want to get Brent Michael's office to help get that out in various news media, and try to fill the auditorium, I mean the gym up if we can.
What time was this again? May 4th?
Well, yes, March 4th. I think the performance time is
March or May?
I'm sorry, May. Yeah. Let's look at the top line. The probably going to be 7 or 7:30. That's just a Friday night. So those are things that are already set. But I do need for the activities committee to really get it into high gear. I know the representatives from the Fine Arts Club are here maybe to talk about the talent show. Is that right? Okay. And the other piece is the group that we booked at APCA last March called and canceled. Symphony Crack was this group, and they were Symphony Crack Orchestra, which is a super group that they broke up. So we need to look at a substitute pretty quickly that we can come in for Black History Month in February. Can't do it in February, we'll do it in March, but anyway, we need to go ahead and get cracking on that, okay? So I think the other thing I do want to say to you is, you know, as SGA members, you're here to be student leaders, and we haven't had any discipline problems where any of our students have done anything that was against the student code of conduct. But just keep that in mind. You know, you're a leader. People should see you as a leader, and good leaders hold themselves to a higher standard. You know, having said that, you'll see some things that are going on nationally in elections and on state or local elections. Sometimes leaders aren't. Their behavior is lower than it should be. But I want you to always maintain really high level of values and abide by the student code of conduct. And also look for other people that are like-minded, that want to serve, want to give back to the student body. But they've got to have, they really need to have about a 2.5 GPA. The Constitution says 2.0, but one of the things you can't participate if your grades fall in the toilet. You just have to keep them up. So look around for other people that you know make good grades, that have kind of a servant attitude, and encourage them to apply. Mr. President's going to set a date for SGA Day, and we'll do a lot of publicity and try to raise the profile, let students know what SGA is about and how they can become involved. And it seems like there's one other thing, but Mr. President, that's the other thing. I don't think he mentioned this, but Tara Jefferson came to me right before we went home for the holidays and said that her plans had changed, that she was going to go back to NC State University and study psychology, get a bachelor's in that, and then go on and get a master's in maybe in social work. So, according to our Constitution, Brian Hill, as vice president, was elevated to the position of president. So, looking forward to Brian doing a really good job. I know he's very capable of it, and